Welcome to the Oceanside Marina Suites here in the beautiful city of Oceanside. For the next 30 minutes, you're going to learn a lot more about this city. You'll learn more about this beautiful harbor behind me, why people are so proud to call this city home, and why it's become such a hot tourist destination. I'm Courtney Dwyer on the next Cox San Diego Connection. More about the city of Oceanside. Welcome to Oceanside Harbor, one of the most beautiful spots in the county. I'm sitting here with Mayor Jim Wood of the city of Oceanside. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here with us today. 12 years as the mayor of the city of Oceanside. You must love it here.
I love it. Understatement, I love it.
Understatement. What do you love most about this city? You've been here for close to 55 years. You grew up here. So many things have changed. What is it about this city that you love most?
Well, I think it's partially location. It can't be in a better spot. Between Los Angeles and San Diego, at the beach, wonderful neighbors to the north, military, Camp Pendleton, and the beaches. That's the big thing, the beaches and the wonderful climate.
Now we talk about the climate today. We're sitting here right on the ocean, this beautiful breeze next to all these boats. I have to have you share your story with us. You came here when you were a youngster.
Yes.
Your father was in the military. Tell us a little bit about
He was
that.
a Navy corpsman. We were in New Hampshire. Guess where we got transferred to? Camp Pendleton. Came out here in '54. We drove. That was an experience back in the old days. But I came out here with my dad. He got assigned as a Navy corpsman and stationed at Camp Pendleton. Oceanside was about 12,000 people then. A small beach community. I loved it. It was wonderful. And as time has changed, now we're almost 200,000 people.
Amazing, amazing. 12 years as mayor. Tell us a little bit about what has changed and maybe what's going on right now for you.
Well, it's changed a lot. I mean, the last couple of years, 4 or 5 years, because the economy has slowed down. But generally speaking, from 12,000 people to what we are now, we're the largest city in North County, third largest in the county itself. So there's a lot of changes that we've seen here, a lot of building. I think one of the things I get a lot of people say, they were here in the 60s in Camp Pendleton, the war, it was terrible. And now they've seen it really improve. And I think we get a lot of aspects that we think about on a daily basis, but tourism is the biggest thing going for us in the military, and a lot of places to eat. We see right now with a lot of the breweries are coming in.
Yeah.
Breweries and restaurants, and that's what the people like. Come here on vacation and holiday, let's say. Recreate, enjoy yourself, and it's a great time.
Yeah, you talk about the tourism and all of that is very important, but I tell you, I talk to a lot of people who live up here now. They live, work, and play. What makes this such a great family town?
Well, I think we said it earlier, the location and the weather, number one. Number two, we have the second busiest train station or train line in the United States, next to New York. And a lot of the people who move here don't want to drive because the traffic is heavy, so they can use transportation to the north or the south and inland with the Sprinter. So they say they buy near the beach, they walk the beach, they love the weather, and the next thing, when they go to someplace, they don't have to get and drive, they just go in the train.
Everything's right here for them.
Yeah, it is.
Do you have a favorite spot here in Oceanside? You spend a lot of time with your family, perhaps?
I would say the beach.
Hard place. Is there a special beach you go to a lot?
Well, the one right here at the harbor is probably the best beach in Oceanside and the quietest because of the parking situation. Generally speaking, it's a very crowded beach and you enjoy it.
Yeah, very nice. Talk about your goals right now as mayor, what you're trying to accomplish.
Well, I think a lot of it is we haven't been very active in the last 5 or 6 years because of the economy. We're coming out of that now. We saw the developers want to put new houses in. For the last few years, the rentals, the apartments, the houses have been down. People having a hard place to find or having difficulty finding a nice place. So we'll see some building in here. Also, we'd like to finish the things we started a few years ago in downtown Oceanside. The state changed our policy now that we can't have redevelopment. So we weren't happy about that, but we'll go forward anyhow. So we see a few more hotels going into downtown, the Pier area. That's really our focus point downtown. Downtown hotels, businesses, restaurants, the pier, the largest pier on the West Coast, people want to be near that and certainly enjoy the stay there, but we're trying to build out some of the area in Oceanside. We looked at make it a more walkable bicycle community downtown and on Coast Highway.
That's special. That's what people want these days. What else do you want people to know about your city?
Well, it's a beautiful place to recreate, enjoy, live, and work. We're centrally located to everything in the county, let's say, and including Los Angeles and Orange County. But I think people come here for the lifestyle, outdoors. I see it all the time. We have the triathlon here. I get a lot of people here. Other sports, the turkey trot and at Thanksgiving time, 10,000 people. They really like the outdoors. And you look here in the harbor, there's expensive boats here. There's no doubt about it.
Yeah.
But look at it. It's one of the most inexpensive places to come and stay and visit because kayaking, get a very cheap kayak, paddle boarding, bicycling, everything at the beach, and they all want to be outside. Even restaurants, you see them, they want outside restaurants, so that's where the people want to be.
All the water activities, everything you want. If you live here in San Diego County, it's all here, right?
I notice in the background we hear the barking
I
of
was
the
just
seals.
going to say that. Yeah,
The
even
seals
the
are out
seals
here.
like it here.
They
right?
enjoy it.
Mayor Jim, would anything else you want to add to
Oh, I think we
our
want
time
to
here
have
today?
people happy here. I think the economy has changed, it's trying to improving, but we have the least expensive hotels and property around here, probably in the county and a beach area. That's nice. Everything's here for them. You can have everything from restaurants, the place to stay fairly cheap, and the military are great neighbors and certainly involved in a lot of the activities.
Yeah, we definitely thank them for everything they do. Thank you so much for your time today. We really appreciate it. I know you're busy.
Certainly.
Wonderful to sit down with you. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much. More on the city of Oceanside when we come back.
I'm Audra Stafford with Broadway San Diego. Cameron Mackintosh's spectacular new production of Andrew Lloyd Webber's phenomenal musical success, The Phantom of the Opera, is coming here to the San Diego Civic Theater. It's hard to believe, but this production is bigger and better than ever before.
In all your fantasies, you always knew that man and mystery.
There are many exciting special effects, including the show's legendary chandelier. There's also new scenic and lighting designs, new choreography, and new staging.
Masquerade, every face a different shade. Masquerade, look around.
For this Phantom, the beloved story and thrilling score will be performed by a cast of 52, making it one of the largest productions now on tour. For more information, visit BroadwaySD.com.
Welcome back to Cox San Diego Connection. I'm Courtney Dwyer. Today we are featuring the beautiful city of Oceanside. I am so pleased to welcome Eileen Turk to the show, the Queen of Parks and Recreation here in the city of Oceanside, right? Is that your official title?
Pretty close,
Division
pretty close.
manager. We'll get it official. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being here. Such a joy to have you on the show. And I know that Oceanside means a lot to you. You do a lot of special work here in the city. Tell us a little bit about what you're doing right now.
Well, number one, I'm so fortunate to be working with the city of Oceanside. It's just a great town. We have 35 parks, 5 recreation centers, 5 skateboard parks, 3 totally awesome ones, 2 smaller ones, 2 swimming pools, 2 golf courses, and then Heritage Park, which we'll have to have you come another day to check that out.
Yes.
But we offer programs and activities for children from 2 to 102. There's something for everybody here in Oceanside. And my office is involved with putting on special events, concerts, all different types of activities for the families here in Oceanside.
You talk a lot, we talked earlier, and you were mentioning what a great place this is now to work, play, to do it all, to live here, to really live a vibrant life here. What's the vibe you get when you talk to families that live here? What are they most proud of here in Oceanside?
Well, people just love all the quality of life aspects of Oceanside. Again, we have the beautiful year-round weather, which all of San Diego County enjoys. But I will say Oceansiders like to capitalize on it, you know, whether it's a beach day or headed to the park. a lot of our families enjoy walking to school. We've got 9.5 miles of bike path here in Oceanside, Class 1 bike path. So tons of people use our parks and our bike trails. And Oceanside's really, about being fit and active, and we have a lot of nice amenities so folks can take advantage of that.
I've heard a lot about this being such an affordable destination too, new hotels. Why is now such a great time to visit the city of Oceanside?
Well, Oceanside in the last 10 years or so has really focused on the downtown area, kind of cleaning it up, making it safer and more welcoming for the community. And I think it's just kind of been under the radar. And again, just being positioned where it is, 30 minutes to San Diego, 70 or 80 miles to Los Angeles. It's as the mayor probably said earlier, location, location, location. And people don't realize Oceanside is 42 square miles. So when you just drive by on I-5, you see a couple of exits, but the city goes in easternly quite a ways, and we have parks spread out throughout the city.
A free pier. We're sitting here in the harbor today, and you can see the beauty around us. You can see so many people taking advantage of the water attractions. What is it about here in the harbor that makes this so special?
Well, everyone here is so friendly. The harbor is actually home to about 900 boats, and they also have guest docks for folks traveling up and down the coast with their boats. Beautiful Oceanside Yacht Club is a great amenity. We have Cape Cod Village, which has shopping and restaurants galore. And the pier is also fantastic. There's free fishing on the pier. There's a bait dock halfway out, Ruby's Diner at the end of the pier. And any day, 365 days a year, you'll see folks out walking around the harbor, down the beach, along the Strand, and again, partaking in our beautiful weather.
So people that are watching, who are hearing about all these water attractions, what do they do? Do they rent them? What's the best way to handle that if they want to come enjoy a day here at the harbor?
Okay. Oceanside Harbor has something for everybody. There's deep sea fishing boats that go out daily, a couple of times a day. There's a new group called Oceanside Adventures that'll just take you out for a little tour. There's also paddle boards, pedal boats, Duffy boats that you can rent. You can drive it yourself, and it's really fun. So there's a ton of activities to come down and partake. If you don't have the equipment, it's available, and I'm sure you can go on visitoceanside.org to get more information on all the neat tourist activities.
And we've seen families out here. Even the little guys can get involved with all of it, right?
Absolutely. Just don't forget to wear your PFD.
There you go.
Life
Exactly.
jacket.
Safety first. Do you have a favorite spot here in the city of Oceanside? Maybe somewhere you go to, enjoy a cup of coffee or just relax a little bit?
There are so many. I've just fallen in love with Oceanside the last 10 years. One of my favorite things, though, is to go down the pier at sunset and take a walk around. But Oceanside is just so vibrant now. We have the Surf Museum, the Oceanside Museum of Art. I mean, there's something going on every day. Oh, please don't forget the Sunset Market on Thursday nights.
Yes.
It is every Thursday night except Christmas and New Year's. And thousands of people come out for food, fun, vendor booths, entertainment. And our Main Street organization is just wonderful.
You read my mind. That's the avenue we were going to go down next. I've heard a lot about this. Tell us why this is getting so much attention all of a sudden.
Well, a couple of years ago, and now they're going on 8 years, the City of Oceanside partnered with the Main Street Group to actually put festival lighting in downtown Oceanside, and it just really dressed up the downtown area. And so on Thursday nights, it's so well lit. It's really become quite a gathering place for Oceanside, and all the organizations in town, the Chamber of Commerce, Main Street, Visit Oceanside, and the community have just really come together to kind of shine a light on Oceanside.
Anything else you want to add to our conversation today? Anything else you want people to know about this great city?
Yeah, we just invite people to come up and kind of take a closer look at Oceanside. If you haven't been in years, you'll be amazed at all the positive changes that have happened in Oceanside. Walking around, there's some beautiful new restaurants, 333, the Flying Pig, Mission Avenue Bar and Grill. We've also got a lot of new microbreweries are just taking Oceanside by storm, and so that's really been neat. Stone has a new tasting room in downtown Oceanside, and so for those folks who love to taste beer, there's no lack of really neat tasting rooms here.
You really have it all here, everything, right?
We do,
Eileen
we
Turk,
do.
thank you so much for your time today. We really appreciate it. I can tell how proud you are of this city. So thank you again for your time. More on the city of Oceanside when we come back.
Do your children have what they need to succeed in school? Students with a computer and internet at home have a higher graduation rate than those without. And while more teachers assign homework online, having internet access at home is critical to the education and future of our youth. If your child is part of the National School Lunch Program and you have not had Cox Internet, you may qualify for the Connect to Compete program to get discounted internet service. Call 855-222-3252 or visit connecttocompete.org/Cox to apply.
Welcome back to the Oceanside Marina Suites. We are featuring the city of Oceanside today, and really this show would not be complete without Mr. John Daly, local historian. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here.
Well, welcome to Oceanside.
Born and raised here in Oceanside, tell us a little bit about what you do right now. I hear you are the guy to know in this town.
Well, you know, I'm in a very unique position. I was born and raised in Oceanside. My family's been here since about 1900. I got interested in local history back in about the time the city was going to celebrate its 100th anniversary, 1986. So I've been involved in studying and collecting since that time for the Historical Society. So yeah, it's been a wonderful trip.
Well, what a treat to have you here today.
Well, thank you.
In your opinion, what is Oceanside known for?
Well, you know, I think when people think of Oceanside, obviously they think of the ocean because it's the name, Oceanside. And we do have the longest wood pier on the west coast. You know, it's 1,960 feet long. We also have the largest mission in the whole system, San Luis Rey Mission. It's a huge mission, and we were lucky enough that it's mostly intact today.
Some fun facts. I know we spoke earlier, and you rattled off so many fun things, about Oceanside.
I think the one thing that I like the most is that our city in 1888 began its as a city, became incorporated in 1888, and we had a pier in place, a municipal fishing pier, although at the time they thought it would also be docks for boats to bring goods in. And we've had 5 more piers since then. So we've had a total of 6 piers. Most cities are lucky to have 1 pier in their existence. We've had 6, so we keep replacing it. And I think that's a lot of fun.
Highway 101, you know a lot about that place, and
Yeah,
we've watched a
101.
lot of things change. What is it about that place that really draws people to it?
I think the 101 is one of those blue highways you can go up and down and enjoy the older look to it. You can see old car dealerships and service stations and buildings that'll bring you back to a time when there was much simpler, much more fun to be driving around at the time.
Yeah. What is it about Oceanside? You know, you've seen a lot of things change, and you've touched on a few things, but is there big changes you've seen, some things you're proud of?
Well, you know, Oceanside's been going through a redevelopment programs for about 43, 44 years.
Right.
And, you know, we're an overnight success, but we've actually built incrementally, so it's been very slow. So, yeah, seeing some of the new buildings that we've planned for many, many years to finally be built, hotels and new condos and apartments and things, yeah, it's wonderful.
You touched on it a little bit already, but the downtown area, what makes that so unique? Because a lot of it still looks the same way it did, 50 plus years ago.
Yeah, Oceanside's kind of caught in time, when things changed here, when 101 was the route and changed they put an express route out where 5 is today, and they eventually put 5 out there, built the mall away from Oceanside. It all sort of stand still, and it was not changed. So the archaeology of that area, the buildings and things, pretty much the same as it's been since the 20s and 30s, slapped with a little bit of extra different coats of paint and stucco. Those are really older buildings in downtown. It's kind of wonderful to have all of them.
A lot of people move here now because they say it's a great family town, a great place to work, play, live. What do you think about that? And what do you think about all of the families that are moving here and making this such a great destination?
Well, being raised here, I, of course, thought it was an incredible place to grow up as a kid, have a beach town like we do, and raise my family here, and people continue to raise family here. I think for the most part, most towns, whether there's problems or not, they have good experiences of them if they do raise their children where they're at. And it's a wonderful place now to raise your children. It's getting like every place else on the coast. It's getting pretty much built out, and it's going to be one of those cities where it's going to be a mature city. We're the oldest city outside of San Diego and Chula Vista in the whole county.
For people like yourself, I'm sure there's a lot of pride too with the fact that this is still a military town.
Well, Oceanside didn't start as a military town. Back in the by the 20s and 30s, there was a lot of naval personnel that stopped by on the way between Los Angeles and San Diego. But it really wasn't until June 7th, 1942 that we actually had Marines in our town a lot. And that's when the military opened a base next door, Camp Joseph Pendleton. And Oceanside's had an interesting relationship with the military all these years. For the most part, it's been a very good relationship. But you can imagine with all the young boys during the war years, the testosterone and everything going on makes it a little trying. But quite honestly, there are brothers and sisters, mothers and uncles and aunts and things, so it's a very, very sedate kind of a military town. And we're really not military anymore. It's a small part of what we have in our community. Oceanside has almost 180,000 people, so it's a part of it and an important part, and we're very proud of our military, but we're not a military town.
When you think about 10 years from now, what do you see in the city of Oceanside?
I see continued development of the downtown area and the coastal area along where the rail corridors are. Oceanside's the second busiest rail location in the whole state of California with over 85 trains a day in the summertime. So it's going to change a lot. It's going to be more densified. It's really going to be looking like the future, and people are going to have a hard time with that, some of the locals, but change is always difficult. I've been in the real estate business my whole career, and I got to tell you, that's the first thing I learned right away. Not in my backyard, or they don't like change, but change is inevitable, and it's a good thing for a community.
John, where do you spend a lot of your time? Is there a favorite spot maybe that you go, enjoy a cup of coffee, or just enjoy a sunset here in Oceanside?
Well, that's actually not a good thing to say. Of course, if I drank coffee, I'd have it at my own cafe, the 101 Cafe. But quite honestly, my wife and I, we spend a lot of time at the beach. So being a kid that grew up on the beach here in Oceanside, I still go back to the beach. We have a lot of wonderful places in Oceanside to visit. Our mission's always a wonderful place to go. We have a wonderful plethora of interesting churches, and different types of things to check out the buildings and everything. But I think Oceanside on itself is almost someplace you can just drive around and enjoy just looking at.
We have to talk about it. You've got your fancy shirt on today. Talk about your cafe.
I own the oldest cafe on Highway 101 on the West Coast. It was built in 1928, a small 20-seat diner. It still has that room, and it's been added on to. Our new addition was put on in 1937, and the last time it was remodeled was in 1954, when they added an overhang around the building to make it look like the classic drive-in.
What do you like most about being down there and the people that come in and see you?
Being in the real estate business, I sold land mostly, and I did business with a very small number of people for a lot of years. And owning the restaurant with my partner David, we've been able to go ahead, and I have been able to be in the restaurant a lot and greet people and see people from all over the world. And it's just really gratifying, because obviously I'm more of a people person than I was in the real estate business, and I really like that a lot.
Yeah, we're here at the Oceanside Harbor today. Anything special you want to let our viewers know about this location in particular?
It's an incredible location. 1,100 boats here. It's a little small boat harbor in Oceanside, and it has a lot of nice restaurants and shops around the ring of it. You can go and visit. It's snugged up against our military base, because originally there was a boat base next door built by the military in the 40s, and this was added to it in about the early 60s. By 1963 they opened this, and it's been a very successful little harbor. It's like every place else. Big long list to get your boat in here.
We've touched on a lot, but any other historical facts, any fun facts you want to make sure our viewers know before they come up to Oceanside and visit you at your cafe?
Well, Oceanside is the kind of place where, again, if you drive around the city, you'll still see a lot of the old houses and things. One of the things I like about my neighborhood above the restaurant in the downtown area, the little streets that have houses on them, is they used to have different types of street trees. So almost every block they'd have a different kind of tree, fir trees, eucalyptus trees, all different kinds of trees, and acacias. And so it's not like going in a city in one subdivision where it's exactly the same street tree for 500 houses. So just those little things, and all the little cabins and all the little homes that are built there were mostly beach homes, small homes. So really reminiscent of back in the 30s and 40s when people were visiting our beach area.
So many fun facts. Such a pleasure to have you with us today. Thank you so much for your time, and of course for everything you're doing for the city of Oceanside.
Thank you.
We appreciate your time. When we come back, more about the city of Oceanside from the beautiful Oceanside Harbor. We'll be right back.
Oh my God. God. Oh. Uh-oh. Ow! Oh, oh, oh. Oh. Oh God. Oh. Oh. Oh God.
Same old Sam, brand new shows.
Welcome back to the Oceanside Marina Suites. I'm Courtney Dwyer for Cox San Diego Connection, today featuring the city of Oceanside, and I'm so excited to welcome Irma Cota, President and CEO of North County Health Services. Welcome.
Thank you very much for having me this
morning.
morning.
Thank you for being here. You have a big presence here in Oceanside. Tell us a little bit about what you do with North County Health Services and what it means to the city of Oceanside.
Yes, I'm the President and CEO of North County Health Services. We're a North County regional provider. Our second largest area is in the city of Oceanside, and we provide pediatric care, general medical care, internal medicine, obstetrical services, and a host of outreach and educational programs.
I know you guys have a big role in keeping people here in Oceanside healthy, especially with your new pediatric center. What makes this so unique and exciting right now?
Well, I think what's unique about this pediatric center is it's a modern building, large, has 20 exam rooms, and it's in the middle of the neighborhood. It's serving the people that we've been serving over 30 years, and they can walk to the health center or use public transportation. But the best part is it has the latest features, and as we're talking to you from Cox, we have Cox that sponsored a wonderful large waiting room that's very exciting for the children.
Yeah, talk about what that means for the families there in that neighborhood. What are you hearing from them?
Oh, they're so excited because they've been coming to us for so many years. We now have the second and third generation who've been coming to our health centers. But to have this beautiful, colorful building in their neighborhood, and to see their favorite doctors that they've been seeing for so many years are in this new spot. Initially, the children didn't know to go to that building. They wanted to go across the parking lot to their old building until they discovered that it was a much nicer, larger, fun place to be for them.
For somebody like you, when you see something like this, a facility like this, expanding services for the people in that neighborhood, that's got to feel good. What does that mean to you?
Oh, it just goes to the heart of our mission. Our mission is access and provide quality health services. And this new building with additional physicians as well as a psychiatrist allows us to provide that access and in a high quality manner. So for me, being able to meet the mission and the vision, it's very exciting, and to be surrounded by people who want to do this kind of work and to serve the community, it's very exciting.
I know that not every neighborhood has that anymore.
That's
and it's
right.
important for you to know that the work that you're putting into everything is really paying off. Are you hearing success stories? What are people saying about all of this?
Well, first from the civic leaders, they just are delighted that a nonprofit is investing in the city and in the neighborhoods, because it's helping modernize the areas, and so that it gives city pride to the leaders, to the community, to the people who live there. I think it's a source of pride and a source of quality health care that they can access.
If people are watching this and they're thinking about coming and visiting you, what do they need to do? What's the information they need before they walk in the front door?
Well, one of the things is if they discovering us because we're doing the marketing, they say, "Oh, you look like a private practice," and we say we happen to be nonprofit, but it's a private practice. It's a large medical group. Our physicians are well trained. They're board certified or board eligible. So it's sort of debunking some myths about what a community health center is.
Mm-hmm. You've talked a little bit about some of the things that you're proud of, but when you look at your team and you look at what you've been able to accomplish for the city of Oceanside, what hits you the most? What are you most proud of?
Wow. I think let me try to get my hair up. The number of services that we provide, every year we service over 80,000 medical and dental visits in the city of Oceanside. Wow. So our presence has grown over the years tremendously.
And what do you see in the next 5-10 years? What does the map plan look like?
I see more growth. I think we are interested in adding more adult medicine. Our dental services, we're also looking to add more dental. Our obstetrical services, we're looking to build a new clinic and expand that service as well. So those are, 3 areas where we can see growth and there's a need for.
We appreciate what you're doing, and thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for having
Always
me.
nice to see you, and so good to hear about all the work that you guys are
Thank
doing.
you.
Irma Cota, President and CEO of North County Health Services, thank you. That's going to do it for us here from the Oceanside Marina Suites here in beautiful Oceanside Harbor. I'm Courtney Dwyer for Cox San Diego Connection. You can always visit our website, 4sd.com. We'll see you next time.